I'm going to speak about a new religion. I know speaking about a new religion is controversial, and you might wonder now we have this many religions, but we still struggle. So another religion, what's the point of having another religion, and what is it gonna teach? So if I explain a bit the context, so unlike early days, now the whole world is communicating very closely. The social media, people get to know everything within seconds. People have freedom to express their opinion, just like myself. And people have the freedom to discuss these things openly. And sometimes people tend to take decisions and make drastic moves depending on the ideas shared on social media. Our religions have served a huge service up to now by teaching us what is right and what is wrong. But the problem is, in a wide context like the social media, people from different religions and customs and cultures are there expressing their views. So it's very difficult to have a common set of rules to govern these discussions or these ideas. It usually leads to a lot of arguments and misunderstandings. And in a broader context, whether we get to know what the actual religions taught us at the first place, it's a bit doubtful, because different religions have different partitions, and they express different opinions, and even inside a same religion, and there are different conflicts. So I'm not going to talk about these conflicts. What I want to do is to try to find a common ground so that everyone can understand what is right and what is wrong, and decide accordingly. And at the same time, as I was telling earlier, sometimes it's difficult. Different religions have tried for thousands and thousands of years, but still we are fighting. We are having a lot of conflicts among ourselves. I mean to say, we need something else. So when I try to explore a possible solution, I tried, but something which struck was that after the World War I and World War II, the whole world united, and then we thought of a common forum or common agreement as to what is right and what is wrong. basically, my suggestion is the universal religion should be the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. That should be the religion. We can continue to have our faith in our religions, but this should be the main document to which we refer if we have conflicts where we can't find common grounds. So, we all have heard about the human rights, and we talked about it, and sometimes we take parts from the human rights, the declaration in different situations, but as a human, as a whole, we don't know much about the Declaration of Human Rights. So my suggestion is that we should teach everyone about the human rights, simply because it explains most of the things which should be fundamental to a civilized society. If you take the first, the Article 1, human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. So this itself is a huge statement, because we tell that everyone is born free and equal in dignity and rights, but how many of us are entertaining this right? How many of us have failed to have this freedom? Then the next one is, everyone is entitled to the rights and freedoms set forth in this declaration without distinction of any kind, such as race, color, sex, language, religion, political or other opinion, national or social origin, property, birth or other status. So this is a huge statement. If you combine these Article 1 and Article 2 itself, we can go back to ourselves and try to understand whether we have understood these articles, and whether we are doing accordingly. We see specifically about the race and color. How many of us have experienced discrimination due to our race and color? And the sex, male and female gender, I think it's a huge problem. I believe at the beginning, if you take the size of the male and female, probably they were of the same size and they had the similar strengths and things. But with time, due to the male dominance, I think that the females became weaker and weaker. And this is just my opinion, but it's not a major part. But discrimination, sex discrimination is. I believe it's found everywhere. Specifically, the female gender, do they have the right to dress as they want? Do they have the right to do whatever they please? No, it's mainly because of the physical inequality. Females are usually weak, and the so and it's the cultural norm in most of the cultures that it's male dominant. So I mean, so this I will speak about this in a little different place, but I think this is a huge place, huge thing. What about the language, religion, and other things like political opinion or national or social origin, property, birth, or other status? I mean, I think each of these components have a huge part to talk about, and I think this should be a main subject in any curriculum, and implications of each and every of these articles should be taught with examples, and this should be a fundamental teaching, and people should know about this, because unless I know the law and the rights, how am I going to exercise that? Example, if you don't know the rules, how are you going to work accordingly? So basically we should be able to I think do this. So different articles of the Human Rights Declaration make sure that different aspects of controversies are clearly explained. So I'm sorry I mentioned about the females are weaker, and they're usually small and mostly male dominance and things like that. These are the practical things, not that I mean to discriminate or anything. I'm trying to go to basics, and then I'm trying to find the solutions. That's why I'm talking openly, not that I'm discriminating any of the genders. Then the next one is everyone has the right to life, liberty, and the security of person. And then about the slavery, different articles, so another one is no one shall be subjected to arbitrary interference with his privacy, family, home, or correspondence, nor to attack upon his honor and reputation. Everyone has the right to the protection of the law against such interference or attacks. So imagine, no one shall be subjected to arbitrary interference with his privacy, family, home, or correspondence, nor to attack upon his honor and reputation. So, I mean, even when we sign the mobile contract, for the mobile, the communication or the contract, we sign everything. We don't read these small prints because it's very difficult to read. So the companies, they make sure that they use the smallest font size to write down these laws and regulations related to this thing. So it's very difficult to read, and we just sign for the contract. Usually, what I'm telling is usually some people, they go through everything, but I mean, how many of us find out later on that we have signed the document which would let that company interfere with our privacy? And think about the social media, how many of us, I mean, I usually don't use the social media, but I just look at it. So I've seen many of the comments, sometimes they just attack the honor and reputation of people. Of course, we tend to ignore these, thinking, oh, that's that person's way of telling things, or that's their reaction, or that's how they normally do. But is it right? If we knew about the Article 12, where it is stated that no one shall be subjected to attacks upon his honor and reputation, if we were taught about this at the school, and if we were given these examples, and we were taught the right way, then I don't think anyone would go and write a comment like that about someone else. They don't know about these things. That's why they do that. And from my background, I've seen sometimes fatalities caused by cruel comments on the social media. Some people cannot bear these comments, and they commit suicide, or sometimes they try to take their lives, but somehow they survive. Things like that I have seen, I have heard, probably you also have heard. So these are not to be taken just as something on the books. These are there for a reason, and everyone should know about these, and these should be respected. The problem is people don't know about these, and there's no particular system to teach them about this. And then about the nationality and Article 16, men and women of full age without any limitation due to race, nationality, or religion have the right to marry and to found a family. They are entitled to equal rights as to marriage, during marriage, and at its dissolution. Marriage shall be entered into only with the free and full consent of the intending spouses. The family is the natural and fundamental group unit of society and is entitled to protection by society and the state. So about the marriage itself, so they have equal rights, both parties, male and female, to marriage, during marriage, and at its dissolution. And marriage shall be entered into only with free and full consent of the intending spouses. So these are huge things, We talk about the dowry, or things like, different things, and child marriages, and forceful marriages, arranged marriages, when they are age 11 or something, the parents get together and they agree that the children should get married when they are old, and then whatever they think, that they don't consider the opinion of the children. They have to get married when the parents say so. So things like that. These are incorrect, and these shouldn't have happened. That's why these are mentioned in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. So we should teach these, and now is the best time, because the social media is so influential. If every one of us unite and talk about these, especially the young crowd. We we think rationally. The younger crowd, we tend to think rationally. We need reasons, and we need you need to be convinced to accept something. So these make sense. So if we talk about these continuously in these different forums, the social norms are gonna be, I mean, they cannot survive, because if we talk about the human rights, and if we know what it is, then it's difficult to be broken, and it's strengthening. So I think it's the high time to understand this, and make this the universal religion. Article 17 is about property, and Article 18 is everyone has the right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. This right includes freedom to change his religion or belief, and freedom either alone or in community with others, and in public or private, to manifest his religion or belief in teaching, practice, worship, and observance. Yeah, so it clearly mentions the freedom about the religion and the rights about the religion. So, I mean, if you think about religions, it's a huge thing on anyone's family, like anyone's life, anybody. So the people can exercise whatever the religions within the context and within limits. So they have, but still they have the right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. So, and this explains that the right to the freedom to change his religion or belief, and things like that. So, if someone is want to teach, practice, worship, and observance, they can there's no problem about it. And Article 19 is everyone has the right to freedom of opinion and expression. This right includes freedom to hold opinions without interference, and to seek, receive, and impart information and ideas through any media, and regardless of frontiers. So, do we have this freedom of opinion and expression? I doubt, because we are confined by different limitations. So that is a problem, and yeah, and 21 is everyone has the right to take part in the government of his country directly or through freely chosen representatives, and Article 24 is about rest, things like that, and 26 is about everyone has the right to education. So we know some countries, in some areas, in some places, they don't have the education. So while there are billionaires in some parts of the world and some areas, there are people who don't exercise these basic human rights. They don't get proper education due to economical and maybe sometimes religious reasons. So it's very unfair if we get together and exercise these statements on this act. Probably we can make sure that everyone gets the the education and education shall be directed to the full development of human personality and to the strengthening of respect for human rights and fundamental freedoms. Yeah, so yeah, everyone has. So the Article 27 is everyone has the right freely to participate in cultural life of the community, and to enjoy the arts and to share in scientific advancement and its benefits, and yeah. Yeah, so and okay, so Article 30, so again it's rights and freedoms, according to this act, so declaration, and things like that. So fundamentally what I'm trying to tell is that it's getting complicated. The world is getting complicated, and it's very difficult to find common grounds. But we have already, thought about it, and we have a good document which we can refer to, and whenever we struggle to find out what is right and what is wrong, we should refer to this, and this should be everyone should know about it. Basically, that's what I think about this, and please let me know your thoughts. It's very important to know, because it's always we should understand each other, and yeah, thank you, and I will come back to you with another session, and it's